Hi, welcome to Dewdrops. My name is Beth. We have got a really fun video today. It's a short one, but it's actually a simple one. You'll be able to make all of these pieces. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to do that zigzag pattern. And it's just that little flip of the wrist to make it go back and forth like that. Then once we're finished with making that pattern, we are going to cut them in very small pieces about, and this is the only way I can describe it, about 2 squiggles. You want about that much space. They're about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a slight bit more. So you want to cut, I counted 30 that I put in mine. So it all depends on how close you want each one of those wires. So after you get them cut, and you'll have to adjust them, so when you aren't cutting those wires to adjust them, if you have to cut a significant amount, cut it from both sides of that wire. You take a little bit off of each side so you keep the pattern of that zigzag look. So you'll find that some of the pieces will fit in quickly and others you will have to adjust. You will notice that I am not putting resin in between or putting resin on each piece because of the type of mold this is. They stay really well. It was through trial and error that I figured that out. So it makes it much easier. So all you have to do is set your pieces in, which makes it much quicker. And once you have them exactly where you want them, and the space apart, you just put your resin in, which you will see in a moment. Now that we're done with putting our pieces in there, we are going to add a thin layer of resin. And you want to keep it thin. Otherwise, you will have a ton of bubbles. Then you cure it, and then we're going to put another layer of resin on there. And you're going to want to cover the wire so it's a comparatively smooth surface. It just makes it easier when you're adding color. Now we're going to add the metal leaf glue, and then we have to let that dry. I think the jury's out on that metal leaf still because it is very messy. It gets so sticky around the opening and I'm having to constantly clean it. Here we are using Let's Resin Chameleon Flakes, my all-time favorite, as you know. And right now we're using some yellow brown. And we're just lightly placing it. You will notice that I don't use a lot in any given time. I use such a small pinch. You don't need a lot because you're using a lot of different colors. Now we are going to use the purple pink. And the way I'm doing it is I'm doing it in layers, and I'm kind of working from the center out. And I know there's not a lot of space, but you would be amazed how much color you can get in there. Now I'm using the violet blue. And then I'm going to be using the hot pink chartreuse, and then I just put a tiny little bit of the gold olive over it. There was a couple little bare spots, but there was such a small amount of it, I don't think it really made much of a difference. Then I take my stiff brush. I use, I guess that you would consider that an eyeliner brush, and I tamp it down. And then I burnish it in. Then after I do that, we add resin. And we're going to do a couple little layers of resin on this. And that will hold the chameleon flakes in so they don't take over, because they will take over if you do not cure them in and try to add other colors on top of that. Now we're going to add our back. And I am using the Chrome Blue, or I should say the Resin Chrome powders, and this one is the Royal Blue, which I use it all the time. I love this color. And it really, you can see it through, but it doesn't take over. You'll see when I turn it over, because it really helps bring out the colors on the front. It is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now we're going to put some resin on it and cure it. And then we're going to be taking it out and starting to do work on the front. I love that blue. It's so pretty. Oh my God. This is without putting any resin on it and getting it ready to look beautiful. That's the original there. They're not too, they're pretty close. It's pretty amazing. They're a little different, which they all will be. I just had to sand a little bit of the edges. They just kind of get sharp, so it's not much. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. Wait till you see this when I put the resin on. I was in such awe. Absolute awe. The colors are exquisite. How much fun is that? This is why I use Let's Resin colors. I have not found anything comparable. And trust me, they had nothing to do with me saying that. This is all on my own. I use them all the time because they are the best. Anyway, sorry for the tangent. I forgot to press the start button when I was putting on the jump ring on the back of that. But I do show how to do that in other videos if you're interested. What I'm doing is I'm just putting the rest of the resin on the back that needs to be cured in. And then we are going to be putting the magic on. I cannot wait till you see this with the top coat. It is absolutely amazing. Watch, here comes the magic. You're going to notice as I am putting on the top coat, which is UV gel nail polish. That's all it is, but it's amazing how it just makes it come to life and protects it, and it never dries sticky. It is always an amazing cover for that. But look at that piece. It's barely even hitting the light, and it's just glowing. Wait till you see when it comes out of the curing machine. In a moment, you're going to see me rocking it back and forth. There we go. Reason why I'm doing that is it helps control your resin or nail polish or whatever you have on there. If you put a good amount on it and you want it to be smooth, there it is. Look at that piece. You can do this too. It is so simple. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will see you soon.